Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Aileen here. It is Friday here in Mojan, and I am here to do my usual Friday live. If you're joining me here this morning, let me know who you are. Let StreamYard have permission to have your name. If you're watching this on replay, hashtag replay. I am just going to pop into the group and just make sure that I am live in there. Just looking to see if I'm live, not seeing anything yet. Sometimes it takes a few minutes for Facebook to catch up. Um, Let me see. Is there anybody in here? Oh, I'm live. I see Natasha. Natasha, good morning. How are you? Brilliant to see you here. Who else is joining me live here? Um, for once, Facebook seems to be behaving itself, and I am seeing people live. I am seeing the comments straight away. This is amazing. It's going to be a good one. I know it's going to be a good one when I'm seeing the comments. Linda, brilliant to see you. Linda saying, looking fantastic. Love your earrings. Yes, these are Park Lane earrings. They are vegan and they're as light as a feather. So I absolutely love them. Love, love, love them. They do have gold on them, which is not my absolute best color, but overall the feel of them actually is cool. So I just about get away with them. So I absolutely love them. And I know that there's several people in here who provide Park Lane jewelry. If you provide Park Lane jewelry and you have these earrings available, let us know. I'm also interested if you have any more of these lightweight earrings because I absolutely love them. I really, really do. So I have Alice joining. Good morning, Alice. I have Sarah. Brilliant to see you, Sarah. Hi. I have Kendini. Am I saying your name correctly? Kendini, all the way from Mauritius. Brilliant to have you. Yeah, we have some new people in the group, which is fantastic to see some new people joining and more people benefiting from these free live sessions that I do on Friday. And invariably, I get messages afterwards with people telling me, they learned something, they're going to implement something, they had a result as of these lives. So that's amazing encouragement for me. And that is my aim every Friday, to give you something that you can take away with you and implement in your business so you get a little win from it. And that keeps you engaged, it keeps you coming back because it's no fun without you guys. So Susanna is here. Susanna is saying, hi, Aileen, greetings from rainy Bulgaria. Hi, Susanna. Yeah, it's beautiful here. I'm sorry, Susanna. It's like, it was 24 degrees at 9 a.m. this morning, so it's probably nearer 30 right now. So just Pat is here. Wow, Pat, hi. It must be middle of the night for you, Pat. Alice is saying it's pouring with rain here too. Well, on the rainy days, snuggle up and take care of yourselves. Judith says, good morning, Aileen. Brilliant. I have loads of people live this morning, which is absolutely great. Now, I probably usually have this amount of people live, but I never know because I never see the comments until about halfway in. Whereas Facebook this morning is being particularly kind and letting me see all the comments. So Sarah is saying that she has Park Lane jewelry, and I have gotten jewelry from Sarah in the past. I wear it to death. I nearly love everything Park Lane. Now, I will confess, I do a little bit of playing with the jewelry as well. So if I get it and it's a little bit too long, I tend to change it up a little bit. One of my pet hates around earrings is a heavy earring. Because it just pulls my ear down and it's really uncomfortable. So I'm really a huge fan of lighter earrings, and that's why I love these vegan leather earrings from Park Lane. So if you have any earrings suitable for summer coloring, really light, And I like a dangly as well. I do like a dangly that's like a chandelier earring. So enough about my earrings. This morning we're going to talk about clients. And this morning's topic came about because I put this in the this poll in the group, and I got some feedback, and I was actually quite shocked with the feedback. I'll be honest. I was surprised. So the question was, what would you say is the easiest and fastest way to get a client? Please feel free to add an option. So I thought everyone was going to come back and say that the fastest way to get a client was to post on social media, because basically that's what works for me, is to get a response back from people really, really quickly if I post on social media. But what I've heard from you guys that voted, you said that the easiest and the quickest way to get a client was to talk to people face to face about what you do and show them a color swatch wallet. Now, the reason I was so surprised about this was because that absolutely was not the case for me. Now, I'm not saying that talking to people face to face, doing live events, etc., don't work. They do work, but what I found is that it takes a lot of time for them to work. And what do I mean by that? So, when I started my business over 15 years ago, one of the key ways that we got clients was to do a demonstration or to do a free talk where you stood up at the top of the room and you gave a talk to people. And basically the idea was that you were showcasing what you were doing, and afterwards you would let people know how they could buy from you. Now, my experience was that it was very rare that somebody would come up at the end and say, book me in. Truth, honest truth, it probably maybe happened once or twice over the course of 8 years when I was doing it. How it did work was when I did events like that, live events where I stood up and I talked, was I got people's email addresses. So I asked them for their email addresses. And when I got back to the office, I would put those email addresses into my emailing system, and I would have these people as contacts. And over time, some of the people would come back and have their colors or their style done. But it definitely wasn't the easiest and fastest way to get clients. Back then, I suppose the easiest and fastest way to get clients was really a recommendation. So what I would find is when I got that initial client, they would recommend their friend, or they would bring in their mother or their sister or their husband. Once I got a raving fan, as I call a really good client, a raving fan, they would bring in other people then. And that was probably the fastest way you would get a client that time. So I was quite surprised when people said that they felt that the easiest and the fastest way to get a client was to talk face to face with people. The second most common option that people fed back to me in this poll was, and this poll is in the group, so if you want to go in and print out the poll or have a look at the poll, you can do that. The second option was to ask current clients to recommend you to someone else. So I agree, a recommendation, typically people will believe a recommendation way more quickly than they will believe you telling them that they're great. So I found that recommendations were really, really good. And That worked way back then and it works now, because now with social media, if you can get a testimonial or if you can get a recommendation from somebody, it holds a lot more weight than you talking about yourself. So you know how big I am on testimonials. You know how much I believe in testimonials. Testimonials are really, really important. You need testimonials. And if you're starting out and you don't have testimonials, I recommend that, you do some pro bono work or take a few clients at a very low cost or free and get some great testimonials, because they're absolutely required. So Candini is saying, agree, people rarely book a session right away after a talk. It's actually the same on social media, Candini. The old days, it took people time to get to know you, to get to like you, and to get to trust you. It's not that different online today. People still have to get to know, get to like, and get to trust you. But what I find with social media is that if you are consistent on social media, if you are continuously putting yourself out there and talking and presenting yourself every day, people who know you, who saw you 3 months ago, are now ready to buy from you today. Or people who saw you a year ago on social media are ready to buy from you today. So that's why I say, a call to action post or a really strong post on social media will get a client in really, really quickly. And that's the fastest way I know to get a client. If somebody said to me right now, get a client, I would immediately craft a post. I would craft something that would specifically call my ideal client in. In terms of standing up and talk to people face to face, that requires a massive amount of work. You have to set up some kind of event. You have to get invites out there. You have to get people to come to the event. You have to talk to the event. So to me, that is not a fast and easy way to get clients. But I'm open to contradiction, guys, here. I'd love your feedback. Are you agreeing with what I'm saying, or is what I'm saying total rubbish? I'm talking based on my own experience of getting clients over the years, what works and what doesn't work. So I initially worked as an in-house personal stylist for 8 years. I worked as an online stylist for a couple of years, and I'm working as a personal stylist business coach now. So my experiences ranges from working in-house to working online. And the most surprising thing, I suppose, out of the whole poll that I did was that people mentioned that there was only one vote for sending out an email to get a client. And this to me was quite shocking as well. Now, the question is, if you just send an email out of the blue, yes, you are not likely to get a client. But if you have an email newsletter or a campaign or a consistent strategy around email, it should be one of the most reliable places where you get clients, because it allows you to build a relationship with a client over time. And any system that allows you to build a relationship with a client over time, like email, like social media, like Facebook groups, like all the different avenues that you have to build relationship with clients over a period of time, these should be bringing in clients consistently for you. But what I see is people are not consistent. They're not consistent on social media. They're not consistent with their emails. The client doesn't really know what to expect from them. So often I see the nurturing part of the client supplier relationship is missing. That nurturing is so important in building the know, like, and trust factor. And if you don't have systems in place to do that, then you need to go back to basics. Because if you're being hit and miss, you're missing out on potential clients. Because research has shown over and over again that most people need about 6 touch points before they actually come and buy from you. 6 touch points. So that might be a post on social media, it might be an email, it might be, a talk that you gave, it might be an advertisement that they've seen. So many different ways that you can do the touch points, but it needs to be consistent, and that's why you also need to be very specific in who your ideal client is. Candini is saying, but meeting people during networked or casually and sharing about what you do did work for me. And it worked for me, Candini. It's not that I'm saying it's not working, but generally speaking, people don't meet you once and then come and have their colors done with you. Like, I'll give you an example. So when I was working here in France initially, my ideal client was really, an expat woman living here in France who could speak English, basically. And I met loads of these types of ladies at the school gate. Initially, I didn't have any clients from the school gate. Even though I was meeting them every day, they knew what I did, etc. It took them about 6 months before they start trickling to see me, because clients want to see that you're consistent, that you're going to stay there, that you're not going anywhere, that what you have is of value. It takes them time to also understand what you're providing. So like, maybe if you come from the perspective that, I sent out an email once and I got no client, I can understand this response in the poll. But other than that, you need to be consistently taking your clients from not knowing you from Adam to knowing you over a period of time. So Brita is saying, I think people underestimate what being consistent means. I'm learning that it has to be literally constant. Yes. I think that is the thing. People say things to me like, I'm posting 3 times a week on social media. Unfortunately, guys, that is not enough. Because the reason that it's not enough is because people don't see all your posts. People don't see all your emails. People don't see all your advertisements. They're seeing an odd thing here and there, but the assumption is that everybody is seeing everything. They're absolutely not. Yes, if they're on your mailing list, they will be sent your email. But my experience is, even with a very good emailing campaign, only about 25% of people actually open the email. How many people actually read it then is another question. Click-through rate can be as little as 1%. So while you're assuming that, I'm sending out an email once a month, this is brilliant. I'm like letting all my ideal clients know that, I have this service and I have this offer, and they know all about it and they're sick of hearing me. They may not even have seen anything, and there you are assuming that they have seen so much. So totally agree with you, Breda, on that people underestimate what being consistent actually means. Being consistent, you could be consistent 3 days a week. Is it enough? I question mark it. When I started out, I consistently posted every single day. It took about 3 to 6 months of posting every single day to kind of get any kind of traction at all on social media. And it will be the same for you. You're going to have to keep going, keep trying, keep, putting yourself out there. And I think what's really important about that too is that you have systems in place and you understand that it's not about being really great one week and then slacking off the next week. You need to have systems in place so that you can consistently turn up without too much effort. So an example of this is my Friday morning lives. I just know I do a Friday live every single Friday morning. I turn up every single Friday morning. You guys know that I'm going to turn up every single Friday morning, so you are more likely to turn up. It's an expectation from both sides. You know that you'll probably learn something if you come along on a Friday morning. You know that maybe you'll be inspired on a Friday morning, so you turn. So that's what I mean by consistency. So I have done these Friday morning sessions. Possibly I've missed 1 or 2, maybe 3 weeks over the course of a year. But I have been really, really, really consistent, because that's the kind of a consistency you need to get your ideal client. And that consistency on my part is because I have a system in place. I have a system in place. I adjust it, I test it, I refine it over time. And that's what you need to be doing with your systems too. So I'm looking to see here if there's any questions. Is anybody surprised by what I'm saying this morning? Does anybody have any questions for me? Seems that I am actually seeing the comments in here, which is amazing. So the really big surprises in the poll I did were the sending out the email, because that is absolutely not my experience. Your emailing system should generate consistent clients for you, especially if you are growing your email list. Now, if you have a stagnant email list from 2 years ago, and you haven't been sending out newsletters, and you haven't been adding new people into your email list, then I'm not surprised that it's not generating clients for you. And people dismiss their email list as a great way of getting clients, but it's obvious. You've heard me speaking about this before. It's one of the only things you own in your business. You don't own your contacts on Facebook. You don't own your contacts on YouTube or any of the free channels. They can be taken away in the morning. But your email list is something that you own. So you can basically, send an email to this list and grow this list as much as you can. So in my Savvy Stylist Success School, we have been working this month on putting in place an email system, but not only putting in place an email system, we have been talking about putting in place an email system that is optimal for your business, one that will, bring in that you can add clients to consistently, and also one that you can use to benefit you through email sequences, through segmenting. So this email system is very, very, very powerful. Also coming up in in July, we're going to be talking about creating a lead magnet so that you can continually grow your email list. Now, loads of people tell me, I have a free thing, I have a lead magnet. But my question to you is that lead magnet working? Is it bringing in 2 or 3 high quality leads every day? If it's not bringing in 2 or 3 high quality leads, so high quality leads are your ideal client. Your ideal client are people who you provide a service for that they absolutely want. Not just random people. It's not about bringing random people into your emailing list. So even like buying email lists, there's no point. Like, for instance, I have an email list. It's not a huge email list, but it is gold dust. And you know why it's gold dust? Because the people on there are my ideal client. They're people that want to buy stuff from me. They want information from me. They need what I have. There'd be no point in the world in me having 10,000 people on my email list if they're not the right kind of people. And that's why the lead magnet and what you're bringing into your business is so important. Now, I wanted to talk about an offer that I have on at the moment in my Savvy Stylist Success School. I know several of you on here this morning are already in it. Consider yourselves lucky guys. You got in at a great time and your price is locked in. For until Tuesday next week, it's going to stay at its current price of, I'm trying to think now, it's either 57 or 59. I should know this. It's either 57 or 59 right now per month. Next month, or sorry, next Tuesday, it's going up to 65 per month. So up until Tuesday, you can get it at its current price. I'm also offering 15-minute calls with anyone who is considering the Savvy Stylist Success School. I also want to put a link in here. So let me just get the link for you. Anyone who is in the membership already and who is benefiting it and who is loving it, I would love you to pop a comment in underneath this in the comments and just say how it's going for you. It's really very new. We've just done email marketing and sequencing. There's a live Q&A following up on that session next week. And then next month, early next month, we are looking at lead magnets. So we are systematically going through each of the systems that you need to have in place to generate clients on autopilot, basically. So we're going through it system by system by system each month, and we are implementing as we go. So this is really, really the most user-friendly way you're going to find to implement and to optimize, because everyone's going to be at a slightly different stage where they are at with their emailing system. So some people will have a pretty amazing email system in place where they're adding, new clients every day, every week. But there'll be other people who are not making use of segmenting. There'll be other people who are not making use of email sequencing. There'll be some people who just don't even have an email system in place. So no matter where you're at with your system, the whole idea of the Savvy Stylist Success School is to advance you on. It's to advance you on to the next stage, so you consistently you add new clients to your system and you're nurturing them. So whether that's by email, whether it's by social media, whether it's through advertising. I mean, I don't think many people do much advertising anymore in books and things like that. There was a couple of answers in here which talked about promoting in an image magazine or website, but lots of people didn't think that was a very effective way of getting clients. And I agree, it's not the most cost-effective way, unless you're like a big brand and you know very clearly who your ideal client is, and there's an industry specific magazine and you're selling high-end products or something like that. But for entrepreneurs like ourselves, promoting in image magazines or websites may not be as cost effective as we'd like. So one of the things that I did actually though in Singapore for many years was my ideal client in Singapore was really an expat person like myself, a business owner. And one of the publications there was called Expat Living. So Expat Living was pretty much read by every single expat woman in Singapore. So that was a great place for me to put an advertisement. But the beauty of this advertisement is that I'd also get a feature, so I could talk about before and after stories. I could, talk about my work and the difference I could make with people, etc. So it worked in that instance. It was still expensive to advertise there, but I just really needed one client to make it worth it. So I think I advertised in there for, I don't know, 7 or 8 years. But now with social media, I was just shocked, guys, that all of you felt that, you couldn't get a client from social media. If you have been consistently turning up on social media, it should be, in my mind, the fastest way to get a client. So guys, any comments for me? Any questions? What have you to say about what I've said so far? Let me just go in here and refresh the comments and see if there's anything. So Candini is saying, totally agree, Aileen. Having a large number of emails is not effective as it's not targeting the right audience. I believe the same for social media following. Having a small quality audience is better than having a huge following and no clients. Absolutely, Candini. And that is done by systemizing what you're doing, Candini, in my mind. It's about systemizing your email. It's about systemizing the social media that you have in place. It's about having a lead magnet that works. So all the groundwork needs to be done. But what a lot of personal stylists do, what I did was, it was really hit and miss what I was doing. It wasn't systematic. So I would send out a newsletter every week, but it was just what came into my head. It wasn't really systemized in a way that would inform and encourage and nurture my ideal client. So like having systems in place to bring your client from somebody who is cold and doesn't know you to someone who is warm and ready to buy is done through these systems. It's done through the lead magnets and the challenges. It's done through having a strategy around social media. It's done through nurturing people in your Facebook group. It's done through having, an email system that is responsive and is that basically works. So I am not seeing any questions from anyone in here. To reiterate what my offer is on the Savvy Stylist Success School, it's right now, it is, I should be able to see how much it is right now. I'm just going to click on this page and see exactly how much it is. I should have known that before I came in, but did I know that? No, because I had somebody on a call just before I got on the call and I didn't get a chance to go in and see. So right now it's $57 per month to join my Savvy Stylist Success School. It's going to stay at this price until 5 p.m. my time on Tuesday. After this, it is going up to $65. If you are interested to know what's included in this, I have put the link into the group so you can go in there and have a look. I'm just opening it up for until Tuesday, and then I am closing down entry into the group after that. So that's kind of my life for this week, guys. I don't have much else to say other than I hope you got some nugget of information from this morning's live. If you have any questions or you would like to book in a 15-minute call with me about the Success School, you're totally welcome to do that. For the people who are already in there, I really, really hope that you are getting value from it. I specifically set up this Success School so that everybody had access to it, that it's not it's an option for you to get access to me, to my coaching at a really low price. And once you become a member, you're locked in at that price. So even if it goes up in the future, you're locked in at the price that you come in at. And basically, the more it goes on, the more valuable it becomes, because the more training that's in there. So there's several bonuses in there now. There is access to my Color Analysis Made Simple program. There is access to my Connect and Convert program. You get access to my Digital Drape Starter Set. You get access to my digital color bundle, seasonal digital and tonal digital color bundle. So there's just amazing bonuses in there. It's an amazing tool to help you to implement the systems in your business to have consistent income and to grow your business while having support while you're doing it. So Breda is saying the bonuses are amazing. Thank you for that, Breda. Candini is going to have a look and get back to me. Brilliant. So basically, it's my Savvy Stylist Success School. You can click on the link in there. Now, if you're watching this on replay, guys, hashtag replay and pop me a message if you've any questions at all about my Success School. As I said, the offer of the current price is until Tuesday next week, and then it's going up after that. So thank you everyone who has joined me here this morning. If you have any comments on follow-up, I will come back in here and have a look at the comments. So don't feel like you're on your own, even if you're watching it on replay. Thank you to everyone who joined me here this morning. And I will catch up with you all soon. Take care. Bye.